I almost feel like I've sent a bunch of exterminators into the WWE. Clearly, I've got Kalisto taking care of Titus O'Neil on Raw. I got Lana about to take care of Naomi on SmackDown. And tonight, Killian motherfucking Dain taking care of the No Way Jose problem. Let's talk about NXT. What's going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal, Spaz Phoenix, the YWC Reality Check, here with your June 7th NXT review. And like I said, the main event, fantastic. Just made me smile a whole bunch, and we'll get there when we get there. But this was a great show all the way along. We got a while before we get to TakeOver Chicago, so not everything has to be firing like a cannon every week, but it is pretty good. We start off with Heavy Machinery versus two jobbers. Now, the entire match, the commentators are trying to make me give a shit about the two jobbers, but they're jobbers, and I'm going to call them Big Jobber and Little Jobber just for the sake of it. Heavy Machinery are a fun team. Heavy Machinery are going to take on the Authors of Pain. That's just going to happen. This is just what they're doing until then. But Tucker and the Big Jobber start with a collar and elbow tie-up and a headlock by Tucker, a shoulder tackle and a clothesline by the Big Jobber, elbow by Tucker and a slam by the Big Jobber. Tucker and Otis play catch. They've got the Little Jobber in a bear hug. They throw it to the partner, and he's got him in a bear hug. Throw him back, he's got him in a bear hug. Overhead belly-to-belly suplex by Otis is kind of impressive. Makes me think of Taz from back in the day, that such a short, like, spark plug type guy can rip off a suplex like that. The guy gets sandwiched by Heavy Machinery. They hit the compactor, which is a great name for that move, where basically he's got him in a front first slam, but his partner comes in and slams him as well. So you got these two huge guys compacting you into the ground. So apparently they've given in. They're going to call it the compactor, and Heavy Machinery gets the win. We didn't get a promo from these guys this week, which is fun, because a couple of weeks ago they had a really fun and really kind of wacky promo, but the Usos over on SmackDown are sort of cornering the market on wacky promos at the moment. The Big Jobber beats up the Little Jobber after the match, after Heavy Machinery is like, fuck it, we're done for the night, and they fuck off. Big Jobber beats up the Little Jobber. The crowd, it starts off with a delete chant, but then when the big guy's done beating up the little guy, they start a say you're sorry chant, which I don't really understand. But what I do understand is potentially the next NXT Championship feud, which is Roderick Strong and Bobby Roode. Roderick Strong comes out, heartfelt promo, the whole bit. I hope they don't overdo the heartfelt stuff with Roderick Strong, make it a little Daniel Bryan-esque. Talks about how the past 7 months has been a huge roller coaster. He's joined NXT, he's got a fiance, he's got a brand new baby boy. He got to tell all the people his the darker parts of his life story, and the fans accepted his story and him with open arms. He's here for the NXT Championship, to which Bobby Roode, the Glorious One, tonight I'm going to give the name of Glorious One to Killian Dain, and we'll see why shortly. But Bobby Roode comes out and he mocks the story. The greatest thing in the world. He talks about how sad a story it is. He pulls some toilet paper out of his pocket and starts wiping his eyes. Fucking Bobby Roode is great. He says, you got a lot of stuff to be really proud of. You're winning matches. Finally, you've got an okay wife, you got a kid that's mostly normal, you want to be on the marquee with the champion, you want to play the Bobby Roode lottery. He says all you are is a good hand. You need to stay in your lane, and one day, if you're lucky, you might be able to take a selfie with me and tell your kids, hey, there's the champ, and there's your dad standing next to the champ. Don't try to play the Bobby Roode lottery, because you're not man enough to beat me. And the best part about all of that is that Bobby Roode drops all this bullshit and fucks off before Roderick Strong has even a chance to say anything in rebuttal, which is good. It leaves it open. It tells us where the championship is going from here. Now, I had heard that Drew McIntyre was going to be the next one in line, but we can wait for that, because Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Roode for the NXT Championship is something we would probably save more for the WrestleMania takeover, as opposed to the one attached to SummerSlam. So that's fine. Speaking of promos, we got Nikki Cross in the back on what looks like it's a roof, but you can't really tell because it's shot from a really, really awkward angle. She's addressing Ruby Riott. She's addressing Asuka. The commentators sort of help it out after the fact, reminding us all that there is a rematch from TakeOver, triple threat with all three of these girls, except this time it's going to be an elimination triple threat match. And all you see is she's just going nuts. She's throwing her jacket at the ground. Hey Ruby, hey Asuka, let's play again. And after that, the commentators play it up from there. But it's good. It's good and it's simple. Then we get the debut of Sarah Logan. Sarah Logan taking on Peyton Royce. The commentators, the whole match, are talking about how this girl, you know, grew up in the forest, grew up in the swamp, wrestling animals, does a lot of camping. Basically the opposite of everything Peyton Royce is. And I hope this girl's not just a jobber that they brought in for one night, because I like what this girl did in the ring. Really, really short match, establishing Peyton Royce and Billie Kay as something in the division now that we're done talking about the women that are actually fighting for the championship. But collar and elbow tie-up, yeah, I can speak, I swear. Collar and elbow tie-up, mudhole by Royce, snapmare and an armbar by Logan, and a spin kick by Royce. STF by Royce, boot, suplex, another suplex in a DVD. I love this, because she went to do the rolling suplexes, and even the commentator says, is she going to do the Three Amigos? She does the first suplex, she does the second suplex, the crowd catches on, they start to boo, she turns the third suplex into a Death Valley driver. Like, fuck you, you're wrong. That's great. That's a great heel move, to tease the crowd, to give the crowd something they think they can complain about only to prove them wrong in a couple of seconds is a nice little trip for a heel to take the crowd on. Wicked headbutt by Sarah Logan, dropkick and some chops, running knee by Logan, a back elbow by Royce, a fisherwoman suplex by Royce gets the win. Very, very anticlimactic way to end a very, very short match, but for somebody that I've never seen before, nice little introduction to Sarah Logan, I'm not going to lie. I hope we see more of her in the future. Hideo Itami versus Oney Lorcan, and if you just want to see two guys punching each other in the face, Jesus Christ, they recap Hideo Itami's loss to Bobby Roode and how he's been, you know, sort of snapping off at people in the backstage area, etc. I didn't watch these backstage segments, honestly, because I was fast-forwarding through them, because they've been played for a couple of weeks now, but collar and elbow tie-up and some chain wrestling to start. Front face lock by Itami, chops and aggressive lariats by Itami, and a high knee. The commentators play up the fact that, you know, Oney Lorcan and Hideo Itami, they're on good terms, but Hideo still might be using this match to get out some of the aggression, some of his disappointment, some of his frustration from TakeOver, which is a nice bit of storytelling by them. I like the team of Tom Phillips and Nigel McGuinness. I could do without Percy Watson, because I don't think he contributes anything to the table, but be that as it may. Boot by Lorcan and a blockbuster, kick to the chest and a top rope clothesline by Itami. We have a sequence here where Lorcan and Itami are face-to-face in the ring. Lorcan starts chopping Itami, and Itami just stands there, like almost defiantly, saying, yeah, go ahead and chop me, go ahead and chop me. The more he challenges him, the more he chops him. And you could see the impact, because Itami is moving around, but he refuses to take that back step, refuses to, you know, back down from the chops. Eventually, the chops from Oney Lorcan become like sort of cupped chops to the face, which is brutal, because you see his neck snapping back and forth, whatever. It follows it up with two huge running uppercuts. Lorcan hits a cannonball from the top rope to Hideo Itami that finally retreated to the outside. I will say, when he hit this cannonball off the top rope to the floor below on Hideo Itami did smack his head off the ramp, or did a very, very good job of making it look like he did. Back in the ring, Itami is in the ring, the ref's looking at him, Oney Lorcan sort of stops while the referee does his thing. Itami takes out the knee, beats the living shit out of Oney Lorcan, hits the GTS, doesn't pin him, picks him up, hits the GTS again, doesn't pin him, hits the GTS a third time and beats the shit out of him some more. The match is over. Nobody says anything about the match being over. The bell doesn't ring. The referee doesn't do anything. But you know the match is over. Cassius Ohno comes in. He has a face-to-face with Hideo Itami. Eventually, the match is called off. And if this is the genesis of the heel turn of Hideo Itami, if we're going to get intense-ass shit like this from Hideo Itami, I am 100% in on it. And like I say, Oney Lorcan sort of snuck up on me as one of my dark horse favorites in the division, on the brand. And him in this match, like I say, the chops that he hit to Itami, and when he started chopping him in the fucking face, these two, as opposite as they seem, especially for telling a story like this, for making a change in Hideo Itami like this, Oney Lorcan was kind of the perfect opponent, because he's that guy. It's shitty to say, but you know, Jerry Lawler used to say, "Don't get in a fight with an ugly guy. He's got nothing to lose." Oney Lorcan ain't pretty. He's getting in there to have a brawl. I know OKFabe has spoken on his channel at length about Oney Lorcan, and because he's from that area of the States, and I'm assuming that OKFabe knows a lot more about Oney Lorcan than I do. So shout out to OKFabe. Go check him out. these, you know, the Street Fighter brawler style of Oney Lorcan and the strong style of Hideo Itami came together ridiculously well in this match. And if this is where they're going with Hideo Itami, the next time he gets a title shot, it might be against a babyface. You might get something to the effect of Roderick Strong getting the belt from Bobby Roode, and then Hideo Itami taking it from Roderick Strong. And then can you imagine Hideo Itami being champion and him being the one that faces Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, on WrestleMania weekend? This is very cool. This is very, very nice what they did. I'm lingering on it because the next match I'm going to talk about is pretty short and pretty fun, but this was the most productive thing that they did on NXT tonight. Next match we're talking about is just NXT making sure that Spaz is going to keep watching with a big smile on his face. Oh, yes. But first we get a promo from Ember Moon. A promo from Ember Moon that's kind of all over the place. She talks about her first attempt at Asuka and how she didn't win and how she didn't get her second attempt because she got injured. Talks about how she's got her eyes on Nikki Cross and Ruby Riott and Asuka. But first, she needs to get rid of Billie Kay and Peyton Royce for reasons. I like Ember Moon. I really do. The difference between her in a backstage segment where she looks very, very human and her persona in the ring where she's very, very demon. I know I always make the comparison between her and Finn Balor, but her presentation in the ring is very much a demon Finn Balor-esque image. The more you show her as a regular person in the backstage segment, it's cool, it's fun, you know, you're getting to know the person, and that's what NXT is for. I get that. But it takes away if you're trying to portray an image like Ember Moon's is, and especially this promo because it looked really, really scattered. Why are you worried about the other #1 contenders? Why are you worried about two girls that are on the lower end of the women's division? Why are you not singling out Asuka? I've got my eyes on Asuka. I lost to her once and I didn't get a chance for my revenge. I want my revenge on Asuka. She went on a while ago saying how she wanted to be the one to beat Asuka, and that should be at the forefront of her mind. She seemed very scattered. I'm not saying that the segment was bad. It just seemed very scattered. And like I say, her in a backstage segment doesn't match her persona in the ring. Sorry, guys. So I hope you guys don't think I don't like Ember Moon, because I do. She's fantastic in the ring. The Eclipse is an awesome finishing move. All that sort of thing. Her presentation, her entrance, like I say, very Finn Balor-esque. We could do with less segments like this. What we could do with a whole lot more is the main event tonight. And the main event was No Way Jose walking to the noose. Oh yes, and the noose, his name is Killian motherfucking Dain. And what I love about this is even though they're heels, even though Sanity are heels, even though heels utilize the... Why is my phone doing that? Why? The ringer's off, but it's still flashing. Why? 6 years I've been doing this, I'm still distracted by my phone. Why do you guys watch my videos? Killian Dain is part of Sanity. Sanity are a heel team. You expect them to take advantage of a 3-on-1. What I love about this is he sent Alexander Wolf and he sent Eric Young back to the back. This was a 1-on-1 match. And Nigel McGuinness on commentary says, even 1-on-1, fair and square, easy peasy, whatever he said, this is still a handicap match, which is fucking wonderful and a great thing for somebody like him to say. This is the physical dismantling of No Way Jose. Like I say, this is No Way Jose going to the noose, and it makes me smile a whole lot, so let's talk about it. They trade some punches. Aw, No Way Jose tried. Avalanche by Dain. Corner tackle by Dain. Back body drop out of the ring by Dain. Bray Wyatt style running crossbody by Dain. Mudhole stomps by Dain. Clubs to the back by Dain. Running elbow drops by Dain. Lots of them. A neck vice by Dain. A straight left hand to the face by Dain. And back to the neck vice once again by Dain. Wasteland by Dain. Wicked running senton by Dain. Clubs to the chest by Dain. Almost Sheamus-esque. Headbutts by Dain. A wicked fucking drop kick for a guy the size he is by Dain, and the Ulster Plantation by Dain for the win by Dain. Fuck you, No Way Jose. This is your return. Go fuck yourself. Killian Dain just became one of my new favorites. Killian Dain just joined Phoenix Exterminators along with Kalisto and Lana, and this is a good week. This oh, Lana getting over on Naomi on SmackDown and Killian Dain destroying No Way Jose. Great way to cap off a week. Great way to cap off what was, honestly, all kidding aside, a great NXT show. I don't know what else to say. If you didn't see this, go watch it. Go watch, in all seriousness. I'm picking on No Way Jose because it's easy. But if you want something more serious, go check out the Oney, Lorcan, Hideo, Itami match. If you didn't see it, you'll see how well these guys mesh together. I would love to see these guys fight for a title eventually. Honestly, when both of these guys are on the main roster, I could easily see them having an IC feud or whatever the case may be. These guys should be fighting for something. They should have been fighting for something tonight, in all honesty. If they had turned around a couple of weeks from now and have a rematch of this and it's a #1 contenders match, I would believe it. These guys killed each other tonight. They walked in, they punched each other in the face, and that's a good fight. No Way Jose got destroyed by a superior athlete. Oh yes, that's great. Ember Moon, like I say, is a bit scattered. The 3 top women in the division right now, Cross, Riot, and Asuka, have their triple threat elimination match next week. We're probably getting Roderick Strong versus Bobby Roode, which is nice. Heavy Machinery is plowing along over everybody, pun intended, on their way to fight the Authors of Pain. Everything is coming along swimmingly. We did not see anything from the UK division tonight, which is fine. Couldn't ask any more from this show. We got a long way to go until TakeOver Brooklyn 3, so we don't need to do everything in one night. And we didn't, and NXT is 1 hour, and it's fucking wonderful. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did, or at least I hope I can pass on some of my enthusiasm to you. I know I don't sound very enthusiastic because I'm tired as shit. I'm sorry about that. That's all I got for you guys tonight. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation, keep all these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I'll talk to each and every last one of you later. But for right now, I'm tagging out. Bye, guys.